Hello everyone, Ladydewinter here, and today I want to continue my series on the Forgotten Generation. So today let's talk about poverty in senior citizens because it's a real problem. Of course, you know I have my coffee. Okay. Now I'm betting you think senior citizens have it made, right? They get Social Security, they get food stamps, they get Medicaid, they get Medicare, they got a senior citizen living homes and all this stuff and, all this medical stuff. Well, you're wrong. They don't have it made. Trust me, I'm a senior citizen. I know. For most senior citizens, unless you have worked a very high-paying job in your young life, and worked it for 40, 50, 60 years, you will get $400, $600, $800, maybe if you're lucky, $1,000 a month. And that's it. Yeah. 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 So, how do you pay your rent on that? And if you do pay your rent, in today's rent markets, rents are $800 to $1,000. Unless you take a dive in a bad city, and then you might get off a little cheaper. Then you also have to factor in electric, water, garbage, taxes, co-pays on your medical stuff, your prescriptions, dental, because Medicare doesn't pay for that, and food, transportation. There's 100 other little mini expenses that you won't figure on until you actually get to that point. How are you going to pay for all that on such a low income? Yeah, but don't they get food stamps? Yeah, senior citizens can get food stamps if your income's low enough. And if you're real lucky, you'll get $16 to $35 a month. Yeah, $16 to $35 a month. And we wonder why there's rumors of old folks eating cat food. Well, that's why, folks. Cat food's cheap. Well, it used to be. You can get 3 cans for $1 if you're lucky. Yeah. That's not just a joke. There are people out there living on cans of tuna because they're cheap. Yeah. Because your food stamps won't stretch an entire month. So, what about Medicare and Medicaid? Yeah. After a year of being on the income, you will qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, and so much amount of money will be taken out of your check every month to pay for that. Oh crap, what about my rent? Yeah. And Medicare only pays for some services, and when it does, it pays an 80-20 split, meaning they pay 80%, you pay the other 20%. Oh crap, how do I pay my rent? And then for my Medicare. Yeah, you see how it's all stacked up against you? Isn't there senior citizen housing that's cheaper? Yes, there is. In some cities, in some states, not everywhere. There's not senior citizen housing everywhere in the country, so get that one out of your head right now. I live in a town that does not have any senior citizen housing at all. None. Now, there's some up in Macon. There's also a huge crime problem in Macon. There's some in Atlanta. There's also a huge crime problem in Atlanta. Most of your cities that have senior citizen housing are bigger cities and they have crime problems, which is a real problem for senior citizens. So, and, the waiting list is long. I mean, years of waiting. So what do you do in between that? Live in a cardboard box on the street? What about nursing homes and assisted living facilities? Yeah, those are out there too. But you have to be medically incapable of caring for yourself to qualify for a nursing home. Okay? You have to have dementia, Alzheimer's, or some kind of chronic serious illness, or incapable of moving around, like in a wheelchair, or you have to use a walker, or you cannot physically take care of yourself any longer, then you qualify for a nursing home. That's it. As for assisted living situations, yes, they are out there, and they cost a bit. Screensaver went. There's my lighting again. They cost a bit. So, let's say you're getting $800 a month, and the bill for the assisted living home is $1,200 a month. Well, how do you pay that extra couple $100? Your family has to pay it. Yeah, Medicare won't pay it. So, that's always a lot of fun. I used to work in a lot of nursing homes, and trust me, there's a bunch of them you don't want to go to. I worked in one that was so bad that many of the residents laid their own feces for hours before anyone cared. There was a man who used to be down the hall, and he would cry and scream constantly, and they stopped going in to take care of him. Yeah, there's a crisis in our nursing homes. Care is not what everybody thinks it is. They also take your entire monthly check and leave you virtually nothing left. So, unless they supply you with soap and toothpaste and all that stuff, yeah. So, please, I beg of you, start planning now. Plan for this because it's coming, folks. I know you're young and you're playing video games and you're thinking, this is not going to happen to me. I thought that too. So did my mother. So did my grandmother. But it did happen to us. And I'm one of the blessed ones. My husband left me not well off, but comfortable. I am comfortable. There's so many of my friends. I know a lady up the street that gets $400 and something a month that barely pays her rent. She gets $35 in food stamps, and if not for the generosity of friends, she wouldn't be able to make ends meet. I know another guy who gets Meals on Wheels. Now, there is Meals on Wheels. You have to qualify for it. Yeah. But, that helps in a way. He gets, I think, $450 a month, and his rent is $400 and something, so that doesn't leave him much left over he can't see a doctor. He can't afford it. He can't have Medicare because he can't afford the payments. Not and still pay his rent. This is what the future holds for you, my friends. Unless you start saving now, get yourself a 401k. I recommend Roth IRAs myself. But a 401k is perfectly adequate as long as you make the contributions to it. If your employer offers one, get it. Because he has to pay into that as well as what you pay. He matches what you pay. So say you pay $100 a month into your 401k. He matches that. Nice deal, if you can get it. A lot of places don't offer it. But just start doing something now. Even if you're only 21 years old, start doing something now. Let me also tell you something about disability. Okay, a lot of you get hurt or injured and think, I'll just get disability. No, you won't. You have to have certain conditions. You have to have worked so long before you qualify. I know a lady who worked for herself for many, many years, and now she doesn't qualify for disability. Yeah. If you think, I worked under the table, that makes it even worse. If you didn't pay into the system, you don't qualify for anything. Yeah. So think about this. Start planning now. If you want advice on planning, message me. I can help. I'm not going to charge you anything for it. You take my advice with a grain of salt, whether you want it or not, But I'll help you, start thinking about these things, if nothing else. So, until next time, this is Ladydewinter. I hope this video helps you helps open your eyes to the current and coming crisis you might well face unless you plan now. Old age is coming, folks. Are you ready for it?